With Zack LaVine's recent comments picking up a little more steam and people diving a little bit more into the relationship that exists there in Chicago, it now starts to beg the question who the trade partners could potentially be for an easy and quick exit. And in my thought process and in my research, the number one name that keeps coming up is Tyler Herro. Let's talk about it. Listen, if you're new to the channel, this is P.kidd Talks NBA. Appreciate all the love and support on the last video. I would love if you all go ahead and share this video as well. Let's just get into the topic, man. Listen, right now, we know that Zack LaVine and the Chicago Bulls have pretty much agreed to seek some options. This relationship is over. It ain't you, it's me, whatever it is, it's done, right? At the end of the day, now that that's been made clear, we now have to see and even look for some trade partners for him. My first thought, and the one thing that I keep coming up with, is the Miami Heat, simply because of one thing. They tried and they failed in a very historic fashion for Pat Riley, if you ask me. He's been blundering on a lot of stars for Miami, and the Miami Heat fans are letting that man have it. Well, now he gets another opportunity, because when he failed it with Dame, they made it clear that they were trying to move some pieces, and some of those pieces are still there. Now, I don't know if you know, but I'm pretty sure most of you all do, that once a player is involved in too many trade talks and it seems as if that organization was really eager to move up off of him, that kind of sours a relationship to some degree. And while Tyler Herro may have handled it like a pro, things of that nature, I'm willing to bet that he kind of felt some type of way. Now, again, he was being traded. It is a business. A lot of players say that, they know that. And he was also being traded for Dame. So, I mean, if you're going to get traded, don't get traded for nothing, right? But at the end of the day, it didn't work out. He's there. And like I said, that probably ain't the best relationship right now. But it is still business. With that being the case, Pat Riley now has another opportunity with a potential star to bring Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo some help, because what he has put together, although it has shown some success, is realistically bubblegum and band-aids on gunshot wounds, because at this point, it ain't what you need to get over the hump. Yeah, Jimmy has shown that he can take a school full of varsity kids from my local high school to the finals, but again, you don't just play the game to show up. You play the game to win. Now, I'm not saying that Zack LaVine may be the absolute answer, but if you look at how the Miami Heat play and what some of those challenges they had down the stretch were, he would probably help a whole lot when it comes to that. And I'll be honest with you, it's probably just what they need. Now, on the Bulls side, people will say, well, why would the Bulls do that? Now, mind you, that trade can't happen straight up. The money don't work. However, there are some reasons as to why Tyler Herro and Miami Heat would be probably front runners if that was a desired location, if that's a desired trading partner, as opposed to the Lakers. One of the reasons is they have more players who aren't restricted from trades for easy exit than the Lakers do. The Lakers have a lot of good talent there. Don't get me wrong. They probably do have the better options, if you want to put it that way. But a lot of those options were recently signed, this, that, and the other. There are some exceptions for a quick and easy exit. And if you're trying to salvage, and mind you, I'm saying if, right? If is a big word. If you're trying to salvage what's left in this particular season, and it's a lot of season left, and you don't want to ruin too much chemistry, and you simply just want to make small changes, kind of retool and see if you can build something competitive, then quick and easy is something you're looking for. Can I get something comparable? Can I get something that makes sense? Can I get something that may put us over the top of what we're deficient at without necessarily giving up a whole bunch? Yes, again, the Lakers, I've always said it, they have a point guard there, D'Angelo Russell. Some people don't like him. I think he'd be a good point guard on the Bulls. But, like, again, there's restrictions there, I do believe, recently signed, things of that nature. There are other players who can't be traded as of yet, whereas Miami, Tyler Herro could be traded tomorrow. Duncan Robinson can be traded tomorrow. Now, there are players on their roster that can't be traded, but by and large, when you look at value targets, there's some players on that team that could be traded today. That would kind of make sense. Tyler Herro does make sense. Now, one of the trades that I saw floated around here, it's not my trade. I'm just throwing it out there. And I'm not sure how this works because I'm not quite sure what the stipulations on Lonzo's contract is. But I saw a trade that actually included 2 first-round picks, Tyler Herro, and, here, brace yourself for this, Kyle Lowry, Jesus, for Lonzo and Zack LaVine. And it was actually very manageable trade. It's about $60 million being moved, give or take, is in the ballpark. You're about maybe about $4 million off, if I'm not mistaken. And those trades actually worked. Now that may seem like some NBA dream machine type trade, but at the end of the day, we know why the Bulls would want to get Lonzo's contract off. We know exactly why the Miami Heat will want to move off Kyle Lowry. It's just not working out. So those are kind of negative situations. But both of those players who are not playing take up a lot of cap space. Lonzo Ball still is about $20 million. Kyle Lowry is about $29 million. Kyle Lowry's not going to play. Like, he's giving them minutes, but he's not giving them a lot. So it kind of makes sense as to why that type of deal would be approached. Now, again, I'm throwing that out there. It's probably better on my part if I do some vetting on whether or not that's even possible, because I know there's some exceptions with Lonzo's thing. We did take advantage of this disabled player exception, if I'm not mistaken, on him. I'll do a better fact checking on that one. I wanted to get this video out for you all because I really do feel like even if that's not the case, even if Lonzo's contract is not even something you can move off of in that particular situation, I do feel like the Miami Heat, Tyler Herro, and other pieces will be the better situation, a better trade partner for one reason only. The Chicago Bulls are trying to change the way that they're approaching the game of basketball. They're trying to take more threes. If you're going to make a trade for people who can help accentuate that game plan. Tyler Herro would actually do that. Vooch as a primary scorer or a primary option and not a third option is not a bad idea, especially when you have a DeMar DeRozan who's a mid-range assassin, and now you can bring in someone who's a definitive three-point shooter. And you do all of that while still clearing up space and stuff like that for your other young players to actually grow within this offense. That just makes sense. Now, again, it makes sense to me. It's how I kind of see the game of basketball. You may see it differently. If that's the case, put it in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. This is all just, again, my speculation on it. But we're open to all things. The NBA is a wild space. We've seen worse, right? Getting back to this, though, you really got to think about it. How does that offense now look with a really good three-point shooter? We know we have someone who can close out games for us defensively, and we know we get easy money in the paint with Vooch being able to average a double-double. Vooch may not be Jokic. Vooch may not be Giannis. But Vooch is still statistically a top 10 big in this league. Now, mind you, I say that knowing that there's not a whole lot of dominant bigs. With that being the case, it's not hard. You can't name 10 centers better than Vooch in this league. You can't. I tried. Really did. I got to about 7. I was like, Vooch. All right? It just is what it is. Whether you like it or not, he is what he is. He can get you. Anytime someone can get you on a consistent basis 20 points and 10 rebounds, they're a good big. Anytime someone can do that multiple games in a row, they're probably in competition for top 10, top 15 at their position. Vooch can do it consistently. Vooch has shown you, even in limited role, I can still get you this double-double. Give me more shots. Right? Vooch is good. He's just not the type of big that a lot of people like. He's not the high-flying big. Right? He's not the Giannis. He's not the, I'm going to shut you down every time defensively big, although he is a pretty good defender. He's not Jokic, Jokic is a better version of Vooch. And that's okay. Doesn't make Vooch bad. So you have that type of talent in the paint. You have someone who can take care of the mid-range, who's a veteran, who can actually help you. And then you bring in a young potential star and Tyler Herro, who can be a knockdown shooter and create his own offense. At times, he's getting better at that. And you pair that with your other young core. You could set yourself up for a situation where now you have an offense that's pushing a little faster. You have an offense that can play half-court sets when you're in trouble. You now have a coach who can kind of coach to that. Billy Donovan does well with younger players who are definitely trying to find themselves within the game of basketball. This may be a situation that actually works out. And I'm open to it. Obviously, the money has to work. It's not going to happen straight up. Don't come to this. Don't come in the comments coming at me talk about some that'll never work. This, that. Listen to the whole video. I know somebody's going to do it. I'm going to cook them. I'm going to timestamp this one part. It's about 9 minutes in. Timestamp this one part. Say, hey, listen to the whole video. Like, I get it. But again, weirder things have happened. Teams who shouldn't have the amount of people they have with the money they make exist now. So some creative accounting, some creative financing, whatever you want to call it, is bound to happen in this situation. But I want to hear your thoughts. We will entertain some Lakers commentary later. I am going to have a video come about that because, again, Lakers, Philly, they're all other teams that could actually be in this mix. Trying to add Zack LaVine, it's not as if he's a scrub, but let's see what happens. Until next time, y'all. Peace.